Hi everybody, it's Megan again. So in my last video, I was telling you about kind of what's been going on with me, why I disappeared for a while there, at least from making my own videos. And anyway, I have some updates of my own that I wanted to share with you just kind of briefly, and I'll make some future videos that will get into this in more detail. But yeah, so since I originally, I guess, they call it a weight loss journey for a reason. It's not stagnant. It's not linear. It doesn't just like point A to point B and bam, you're at your goal at the end. It's definitely been a journey. Ups, downs, and a lot of discoveries that I've made about myself. So anyway, let me get to some of the major ones. In May of 2011, one of my friends who's a vegetarian invited me to go see a documentary with her called Forks Over Knives. If you want to check it out yourself after you watch this video, you can go to their website. It's forksoverknives.com. Anyway, so it was this documentary. I went to go see it with her. It was amazing. It had a lot of information, and the gist of the film was sort of like people are not meant to eat animals. People are not meant to eat animal products. It's not good for our digestion. Here are all the health problems it creates, and here are all the effects on the environment. Things like that. So anyway, I watched that, and it was very interesting to me. I was sort of disturbed. Well, not sort of. I was very disturbed by the facts that were presented, and in the film, they also follow 3 or 4 people with health problems, chronic health problems, even one lady that had cancer, and they follow their journey through eating a vegan diet and watching the effects that had on their health, and it was substantial. And so anyway, after I saw that, I sort of had this weird feeling like, okay, now that you know this information, or someone's opened a door where at least you know that this information is out there and that it may have some validity to it, you really cannot just keep feeding this stuff to your family. I mean, this is me talking to myself. You really cannot keep feeding this stuff to your family without checking into this. I mean, no. Anyway, once you see it, if you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, after I saw that and did a little bit more research myself, I started making some big changes. I switched my whole family over. We were drinking 2% milk before. I switched everybody over to soy milk and almond milk. I prefer almond milk a little bit over soy milk, so my husband prefers soy. So anyway, we do both, soy milk and almond milk. My husband is a big yogurt fanatic. I like yogurt too, not as much as him, but anyway, he's a big yogurt fanatic, and so I switched him to a soy yogurt. I sometimes have a coconut milk yogurt also, but I like the soy ones too, so we've changed that. Sorry guys, I'm getting over an illness and it's yuck. Anyway, so I made those 2 changes pretty much immediately. Then I decided that we were going to cut out meat. So that was an adventure. I have to say, I am an American. I mean, the bigger the plate, the better. The more meat on it, the better. Every family get-together I've ever had in my entire life has been centered around some big hunk of meat with some sides. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just a Texas thing, but that was kind of that's how I was raised. So contemplating a life without meat was a little bit intimidating. Like, if we're not eating meat, what the heck are we going to eat? So, I'd have to say I bought cookbooks. In fact, my boss, who's awesome, he bought me a couple of cookbooks for Christmas in 2011 that were for vegetarian cooking and vegan cooking. That was really helpful. I've gotten some great ideas out of there. YouTube, amazing. There are some amazing vegan cooks and just vegans in general that are on, and vegetarians that are on YouTube, and I've learned a lot from them. So anyway, so next step was to cut out meat. So we cut out meat. Let's see, what else? I would say, and for a while there, I was really limiting egg consumption also. Things that I haven't been able to get rid of 100%. Eggs, cheese, and like sour cream. I wasn't ever a big cream cheese fanatic to begin with, so haven't missed out on that. Sour cream, that's a little bit harder to let go of. And I've tried some of the vegan options for sour cream, like they have soy sour cream and things like that. Not comparable, okay? I'm a Daisy sour cream kind of gal, and so far, I just haven't been able to let it go. It's so hard. Anyway, so hanging on to the sour cream, hanging on to the cheese, although I don't eat cheese as much as I used to, so I've kind of backed off of that also. But there is no meat in this house aside from like some lunch meat to go in my husband's sandwiches occasionally. But that's about it. No meat, and there's no dairy yogurt. There's no dairy milk. I also use a vegan butter primarily. Sometimes if I have to have butter, I do keep butter on hand in case I need to use that. But most of the time I'm using a vegan butter. Let's see. So there we go. So that's been a major change. Now, even though I was making those changes and I felt a lot better about how it's affecting the environment, you know, animals, I mean, clearly I feel good about not eating meat for that reason. But also, I think my health just was feeling better. But at the same time, I was struggling with the food stuff, like I mentioned in my last video, with the overeating, the binge eating, compulsive eating, just eating in general. And so it was sort of weird. It was weird to be making all of these health conscious decisions to make sure that my family didn't face future health problems, and at the same time gaining weight because I was eating too much of the good foods that I was bringing into the house. So that was a little bit distressing, I guess, but I still felt good in general about everything, all the changes that I made, and I still do. I really like being a vegetarian. It suits me. So, my husband and my kids, they still eat meat occasionally. Like, if they go to school and they have meat, or if we order a pizza sometimes and they're like, oh, can we have meat on it? I mean, I'm not going to deprive them of little tiny bits of meat. But I mean, for the most part, since at home is where we eat primarily, I figure the more that I can cut that out, the stuff that's not very good for them, the better off they'll be. So at least here in their home base, they're not eating the bad stuff. And, you know, I'm not going to Nazi police their choices outside the house, because I just feel like that's, you know, everyone is entitled to make personal decisions about their food. So anyway, my husband has taken it really well. I mean, he's awesome. He's never complained, not for a second, about anything. I mean, and he's a hamburger steak kind of guy, and you know, no, he's been awesome. So anyway, that's been a big change. So another thing I wanted to tell you guys about, and I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm going to kind of like make this a really short segment of this video, but I wanted to tell you about this also because it is so important. I hope the lighting is okay in here, by the way. Sorry, it's a little bit cloudy today. Okay, so I told you guys that I was struggling with food. I told you guys that I was having trouble with overeating, binge eating, just thinking about food all the time. And, you know, I'm betting that if you have had a weight problem for a substantial portion of your life, or you've struggled with food issues, that you know what it's like. You wake up either thinking about what you can eat, what you're not supposed to eat, when can you eat next, how long can you wait till you eat. I mean, just thoughts like that are just all consuming. And even though you're doing other things throughout your day, that's kind of always been at the back of my mind. So, one day after I had been struggling particularly hard with that issue, I just was like, well, YouTube is the place to find experts on everything. Let's just start YouTubing. So I did some Google searches, and I ran across a channel for a lady named Josie Lenore. Some of you may have heard of her, and if you have, that is awesome because she's awesome. Her website, if you want to go look at it, is thingenius.com. I'll put the link right here, somewhere around here. You should go there. Because it's amazing. She has a Thin Genius TV link from her website where you can look at all of her YouTube videos. She has an audiobook for sale and a bunch of other information on her site that's amazing. But the gist of the whole thing is that she struggled with binge eating and compulsive overeating and things like that. And you know, decided that she had to find a solution to her food issues that did not involve dieting. And so she went on this journey to figure that out. And years later, bam, she found it. And now she's sharing it with people, which is amazing. So I'm just going to kind of give you the 5 steps really, really quick to her program. And I'm going to make other videos going into depth with these steps more. Because when I list them off, it's not really enough information to get you started. I will talk about that more and give you a review of her audiobook also. But in the meantime, if you want to know more, go to thingenius.com and check it out. It's amazing. It's revolutionized the way I'm looking at food. It really, really has helped me. I don't get on the scale a lot. In fact, I've only been on the scale twice since September 28th because that's part of the program, stay off the scale. But in the couple times that I've been on there, the last time I weighed was a couple weeks ago, and I had lost about 15 pounds since September 28th. So, and it's just amazing, just the way that you feel, how good you feel when you're not revolving around food. When food doesn't control you and you control your food, I just can't. I mean, it's the first time in my life I've ever felt that way. So here we go, the 5 steps on her program. Step 1, eat when you're physically hungry. Okay. Step 2, eat what you really, really want. Step 3, sit down, be present, and enjoy your food. Step 4, stop when you're comfortably satisfied. And step 5, observe how the food makes you feel. Now, in my other videos that I will do on this, I promise I will go into more detail on these steps and the tips that she gives. Not all of them clearly, but enough to kind of get you started. But the whole point of her program is to put food back in its place, to stop dieting, stop the cycle. You know, I think she calls it the dieting triangle of doom or something like that. It's pretty funny. But basically the top of the triangle is, oh my gosh, I am going to go on the best diet ever. You know, oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's the grapefruit diet. It's a South Beach diet, whatever diet it is that you're talking about. It's going to be the best diet ever. And oh my God, I'm going to lose so much weight. And so, you know, you're eating your carrot sticks. You're doing all your exercise you're supposed to be doing. And that's where you're at the top of the triangle. Then inevitably, at some point, you get tired, or like you get tired of, you know, watching your friends eat quesadillas every day for lunch or whatever, and you eat a quesadilla, blam, and then that's the second point of the triangle, which is which is binging. So you binge. Oh my gosh, I haven't had this food in forever. You're eating, and at that point you go to the third point on the triangle, which is beating yourself up. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you ate that food. You're horrible. You're horrible. You know, I have an internal dialogue that is terrible to myself. Now, it has been getting better, thank goodness, but through this program and through me working on it. But you know what I'm talking about. The you know, you're never going to be thin. This is never going to happen. You know, I can't believe you did that. You have no willpower. Those kinds of things. And then once you recover from that, then you go back up to the top of the triangle because you've got your new diet. This is going to be the time that it changes. This is going to be the one. Oh, I have to restrict myself even further so that I can be successful. And you just keep going around in that loop. And I've been in that loop. Yeah, I've been in that loop. So anyway, she helps you get out of it. And I will be happy to help you guys as much as I can also. But anyway, okay, this video is getting too long, so I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you will keep coming back to my channel because I will be sharing more with you guys. And I will see you the next time. Bye.